question is regarding the trailing stop loss using the previous bar's low or high price, right? Depending if you're trailing up or trailing down. So let's create a quick order set here. So we'll just do a market entry. And the question is about the quick set trailing stop loss here. The previous bar high low trailing. So we'll set that. Right. So the default for this. So the default trailing behavior for this is, if we go into actions, and if we go into the move to, we can see it's gonna. So for a long trade, we're gonna trail the low of the previous bar, of basically one bar back, and of course, this is with calculate on bar close set to true. That's going to be the closed bar, right? So if you have calculate on bar close set to false, then a look back of 1 is going to be the current building bar, right? It's going to be the bar that's currently building if calculate on bar close is set to false. All right, so be mindful if your calculate on bar close is set to true or false, because that will affect how NinjaTrader treats the look back period. Right. So, all right. So the issue is, or the question that Bob has is that if he sets it to 2 or higher, he's noticing that it doesn't seem to be trailing correctly. So, yeah. So let's set it to 2, and keep in mind that right now, you see where the process look back, the default is set to minimum value. So in other words, so if I set this to 3, it's going to be the lowest low of the last 3 bars because it's set to minimum value. If I wanted to trail the low of the 3rd bar back, then I would set it to single value, right? So in other words, if you can see my cursor, this would be bar 1, this would be bar 2, and this would be bar 3. So it would trail, so our stop loss would trail that 3rd bar back if I had set it to single value. Now, if I put it back to minimum value here, so now we're going to trail the lowest low of the last 3 bars. And if we look at the last 3 bars, well, still, this 3rd bar back is the lowest low still of the, or well, actually here we just had a bar close. So now if we look at the last 3 bars here, well, both of these bars have an equal low, so that's where our stop loss would be at the lowest low of, which is these 2 lows right here. So, all right. So all right. Anyways, let's take a look here. Let's do let's put it on a single value, and we'll test that out here. Okay. And let me refresh the chart to take off that bloodhound off the chart there. Oop. And let's see here. How about if I go short? All right. Now, my initial placement, I didn't adjust that. My initial placement was left with a look back of 1, right? So that's why. Yeah. So that's why the stop loss is right there. Right, and I accidentally grabbed that order. So if you accidentally grab that order, remember it's going to turn the auto trailing off. So I'm going to turn that back on, and I'll lock it on. So that way the auto trailing won't turn off if I grab that stop loss again. Okay, so back to here. So I placed the trade, and the stop loss went only 1 bar back, and that's because over on the options tab, the initial placement, right, the first spot, I have a look back set at 1 still. So I probably should have increased that to 3 as well. Yeah, there we go. And again, so this is set to single value. So be mindful of that. And to double check our trailing. So everything's in sync now. Look back at 3 and single value. All right. Now let's do this. So let's close this out. And let's hit go short. And so here's bar 1, bar 2, and bar 3. So it's sitting at the high of bar 3, right? Not the highest high, because I have it set on single value. So it's actually the third bar back instead of the highest high of the last 3 bars, right? So there, that's our third bar back. So, and let's move the market down here. I'll move it down slowly. Now, when the next bar becomes the third bar back, right? That's a higher high, and by default, BlackBird is not going to move your stop loss away from your entry price, right? It's not going to increase your stop loss. So it's going to ignore this. If you notice, it ignored moving the stop loss up here when this was the third bar. And right, so it waited for a lower high, right, because the default behavior for stop losses is to always, trail your stop loss in the direction of the trade, not backwards, right? So again, this is the third bar back, right? If you're keeping track here, but you'll notice the stop loss is not moving backwards. It's gonna stay at the, better stop loss price to minimize risk there, right? So again, if you do want your stop losses to move backwards, to follow the highs and lows exactly, then you would have to remove that protection mechanism. And you could go into risk management and click on allow widening of stop loss there. All right. Yeah, I think seeing all this kind of random price action there was kind of a good test of the stop loss trailing there. So let's see, I'll move the trend up a little bit, and I'll try and create some kind of random consolidation here, and we'll test the next one. So let's close this out, and let's go into our orders here, and let's make some adjustments. So for the initial placement, I'll now set this to the minimum value. So now the stop loss is going to be placed at the lowest low of the last 3 bars, right? Or the minimum low of the last 3 bars. So that's our initial placement. And then for the trailing rules, we'll go and make that same adjustment. So we'll set the process look back again to minimum for the trailing rule there. So now it's going to trail the lowest low of the last 3 bars. All right. And let's put the trend on neutral there. And let's go long this time. All right, so yeah, bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, minimum value there. And let's see, I'll move the trend down a little bit, and we'll close this. Close the bar down, and that should be the lowest low, I believe, of the last 3 bars. Yes, there it is. Okay. And let's see. I'm gonna try and get this bar to go 1 tick down. There we go. Now move it up. Okay, so now this bar should be the lowest low of the last 3 bars once that bar closes. Yep, there it is. Bingo. And again, yep. So as price goes up, so again, there's bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, and that's still the lowest low of the last 3 bars. And actually, that's going to remain the lowest low for a couple more bars as the bars close out. Let's see, I'll close this bar down. There we go. Yep. So that's still the lowest low of the last 3 bars. And now this will become the lowest low of the last 3 bars. Let me move the market up. Yeah, bingo. There we go. Okay. So I think that should do it. All right, I guess let's, there's quite a few components to this. So I'll just start building this little piece by piece here. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so let's see. Let's switch over to a minute chart. So let's close this out. And I'm going to have to shrink this chart up so we can get 30 minutes in here. So, yeah, give me a moment to set the chart up. All right, so I'm going to have to get some minute data loaded on the chart. Okay, there we go. Minute data. All right, and let's also put an indicator on the chart so we can get a visual representation of, the highest highs and lowest lows of the last 30 bars. So let's set our look back to 30. There we go. And the low, you can see my low plots are on, and the high plots are on as well. So let's put that on the chart. And yeah, there we go. And yeah, I guess I'll have to use a drawing tool here so we can identify a 15 tick move. Yeah. All right, there we go. So this box is 15 ticks high. All right. We're getting there. So let me change my data feed now. There. And let's see. I'm gonna have to move the market up here so we can get. Yeah, we're a little range bound now. All right, let's see. Let's get BlackBird loaded up now. All right, I think we have everything we need. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to do one thing. Instead of minute bars, I'm going to switch this to second bars so we don't have to wait so long. So let's see. I'm going to do 30-second bar or half-minute bars. That way we don't have to wait so long for bars to close. Okay. All right, let's get BlackBird open, and I think we're ready to start building here. So the question is about trailing a stop entry here. So there we go. So let's select a stop entry. So, a bloodhound signal is going to be used to initiate the entry order, right, once there's a 15 tick pullback. But once we get that once the stop entry gets submitted, let's see, we're going to place it 12 ticks from the highest high of the last 30 bars, or basically the last 30 minutes. So, all right. So let's go into initial placements and get this set up. Let's see here. So we can actually do this in price here. Let's see. So, yeah, this is a stop entry. So it's going to be a buy. Yeah, so we're going to use the highs. And our look back is going to be set to 30. And it's going to be the max value. So in other words, the highest highs. All right, so the maximum of all the high values for the last 30 bars. There you go. So that'll find the highest high of the last 30 bars, which essentially is what Chameleon is printing on our chart, right? So remember, in Chameleon, we set the look back period to 30, and for the green high plots, Chameleon, the logic that Chameleon uses is the maximum value, right? It's finding the maximum value of all the high plots to do the green high plots. And it's going to be the opposite for the lows, right? So it's finding the lowest low or the minimum value of our look back period here for the lows for Chameleon. Okay. So we've found the highest high for the last 30 bars. Now what we need is the offset here, and that's going to be 12 ticks. So let's knock that down to negative 12 ticks, right? It's going to be 12 ticks below the highest high. Okay, so that's our initial placement. So that part's done. And now let me just reread the trailing portion of this. Let's see. Okay, so if price continues to retrace more than 15 ticks, we want the stop entry to trail down with price. So that remains, all right, 3 ticks from the low. All right, 3 ticks from the low. All right, 3 ticks from the low. Let's see if we can do this in BlackBird. We might need another bloodhound signal to detect if price continues to retrace less than 15 ticks, but let's see what we got here in BlackBird. We might have something that works for that. Let's see. So I'm going to take a look at the triggers. And let's see here. Yeah, I think, let's see if we can use price versus indicator. All right, let's see. So let's have A. So indicator A or input A. That'll be looking at our highest highs. That'll be looking at our highest highs. So let's set this up. Okay, so there we go. So we're finding the highest high of the last 30 bars. And we want a 15 tick offset. So if price continues to retrace more than 15 ticks from the highest high. Okay, so let's put a 15 tick offset in there. All right, and then indicator B, that will be, let's see, it's not going to be an indicator. We're going to set this to price. And let's see. Yeah, we'll use the close, but we want the close of the current bar. So we'll just put that on single value and 1. Actually, let's try this. Let's try the last value here. We'll see if we can get this to work in real time. Yeah, I'm not sure, Craig, if you want this to work in real time or if you want to wait for the bar to close before adjusting your stop entry. But we'll use the last price here and try and get that stop entry to trail in real time. All right. Yeah, so there we go. Okay, so indicator A, that's set up to basically calculate the highest high and a 15 tick offset, and then we're comparing it to the last price. So for a long trade, if let's see, if A is equal or above B, yeah. So there we go. If A is equal, so in other words, if our last price, if B is below A, that would be the same as A above B, yeah, or equal. Then this condition, right, that makes this condition true. So in other words, yeah. So if the last price is below our 15 tick offset from the highest high, that would be the same as A equal or above B. So, and then let's see, we want the opposite for a short, and yeah, so A below B would be the opposite of A above B. Okay, so I think that's correct. All right, so we'll leave that there. So next is our action. In our action, we want to move our stop entry 3 ticks, 3 ticks from the low, or 3 ticks above the low. So let's set this to the low. And right, it's going to be the low, the current of the last closed bar. I'm thinking, and we want it 3 ticks above. There we go, 3 ticks above. Right. And let's see, allow movement. This is an entry order. So we only want to allow movement against the direction of the trade, right? So if we're in a long trade, we don't want the stop entry to keep moving up, right? So if we did with direction, if we selected with direction, then that means the stop entry would only move upwards for a long trade, right? But of course, we only want the stop entry to keep moving down if we're taking a long trade. So that would be against direction, right? So if we're trying to get into a long trade, right, long being upwards, but we only want our stop entry to trail downwards, right, then the entry is going against the direction of the trade, which is long, which is upwards. So there we go. We want against direction. And now repeat. So we'll just set this to let's see, indefinitely. And let's do this. We need ticks against direction. Yep. So every tick against the direction. Yeah, I think that will do it for now. Let's see here. All right. I'm not sure what kind of name to give this. Kind of a complex trailing rule here. I'll just leave the name alone for now. All right, let's give this a shot. All right, click OK. And all right, look at that. Bingo. Let's go long. So good timing there. So remember, my little box is 15 ticks. So price just exceeded 15 ticks there. And let's pull the market down. I don't want to get picked up yet, so we want to make sure that stop entry is trailing to the downside. All right, let's expand this out a little bit. All right, yeah, so this is not working in real time as I kind of was hoping for. Although, let's see, let me make some adjustments here. See if we can get this to work in real time. Let's see. So actually, yeah, I just thought of something. So on my trigger, yeah, instead of using the last price, let's see, let me use the low. Yeah, let's use the low instead. Yeah, I think that would be more accurate. Using the low for a long trade and the high for a short trade. Okay, let's give that a shot. All right. Click OK. Give that a shot. All right, let me move the market up a little bit. All right, let's see. Just wait for the market to go down a tick or two. Okay, there we go. Let's see, we got an instant fill there. Let me try this again. See if I can figure out what happened. Yeah, so that's what happened. Right. Okay. Let's see. So if price is moving down, so there's a lot of details to this question here to work out. All right, so I'm going to move the market back up. Let's see. Actually, let's take a long trade here. Yeah. Let's see. Or, I'm sorry. I meant to take a short. Darn it. Let's see. This is a little hard to test. Because of the trailing rule. Here. Yeah, let me test another long trade here. So let me pull the market down. The market's coming down. Okay, let's just say that we got our 15 ticks, and let's just go long. Let's see. It's not let me. Oh, yeah, okay. I do have to wait for price actually to get down to our 15 tick requirement before I can't take any shortcuts on our testing. Okay, there we go. Now I can go long. All right. And all right, so this is still, yeah, waiting for the bar to close. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, if we want the entries to trail in real time, then we're going to have to change the calculate on bar close setting for BlackBird. Okay, there we go. So we can see that from the low there, our stop entry is 3 ticks off of the low there. Right, so that's one way to do this. Right, and right now it's going to wait for the the bars to close there. And let's see here. Our entry, yeah, there we go. Our entry just moved down. All right. So 3 ticks from the low. And once this bar closes, let's put the trend on neutral here. All right, our entry is going to move down. There we go. Just moved down. All right, so we can see it is trailing down here. All right, so with that, I'm going to take a look at the board here and see if there's any follow-ups on this so far. Craig, if you happen to have a microphone, we can turn your microphone on and you can ask your question that way to better explain it.
Yeah, that's so to get it in real time, I would go into the strategy and change from bar close to make it false.
Yep. So yeah, if you want me to change it to real time, I can do that here. Let's see. Let's turn it off and set bar close to false. Yeah, we'll turn it back on. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I should now be able to take a short. There we go. And if I move the trend upwards, we'll see the entry order here start to trail upwards. There we go. So now we can see that the entry order is now trailing upward as price continues to move up.
Beautiful. What I wanted to use it for was if I've got a position and it hits its profit target, whatever system I'm using, if the profit target gets hit, then the second part of part B would be trying to put another order in on a trailing thing that it goes by what you've just created.
Okay, so if a profit target gets hit, yeah, that can be done to a certain extent, to a limited extent. It can't be done forever though. So let's try and chain a couple of these together. So let's put let's see here. I'll put I don't know what, a 15 tick profit target in there. And then let's see.
See, part A, I wasn't going to use, this method. Part A was just a normal entry based on, I don't know, could be anything. You've just entered the market through whatever, and then once that order's filled its profit target, part B would be what you've got for part A. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so what I'll do is order B, that's going to be the second entry order once the profit target gets hit for A.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. So let's see here. There we go. Yeah, order status changed, and let's see. Our profit target for A. There we go. So yeah, our profit target for A. Yeah. So if let's just say if any of the contracts where profit target A get filled, then that is the trigger, yeah, to place order B. Right. So now, oops, didn't mean to do that. So now we got to figure out. So how do we place the stop entry for the second order, for order B? So I take it that's no longer going to be like a 12 tick offset from the higher low.
No, it is.
Oh, it
What
is?
it is, yeah, with A, it's just a normal entry order. As soon as the profit target has been hit on A, then from once it hits A, the profit target there, the price, say it does retrace, it retraces 12 ticks, then a stop entry order goes in and it trails it down until it's hit.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's give this a shot here. Let's give this a test. So, okay, let's close this out. Let's see here. All right. So let me get the market back up here, and we'll take another long trade. Yep. All right. So as soon as price comes down to our 15 tick offset here, I'll manually execute a long trade. Okay, there we go. And we'll let price trail down a little bit. All right. Hopefully we'll get a little pullback here. Well, maybe I'll have to neutralize the trend to get a pullback and pick up that order. Yeah, okay. There we go. Okay, so we're filled. All right, so now let me move the market up. And I'll move it up a little faster. We'll just get this thing going here. Now, the problem that we're going to have, see, I guess this 15 tick profit target is too large. The problem we're going to have is, remember okay, I think this is about a 12 tick offset. So you can see that if our profit target gets hit, we can't place a stop entry order way down here below the market. Right? Stop entry has to be above the market. See, we got this error message because the stop entry is in the wrong spot. That's why I was asking you before, we have to, find a new spot for that stop entry to go. Because it's in an invalid spot now because price was too high to base our stop entry 12 ticks off of the highest high.
I suppose I don't want the trailing bit initiated until the profit target's been hit.
Well, it's not trailing, it's getting the order placed, right? The placement of the order.
Yeah.
Right, because we're trying to place the order right there, but price is above that, and you can't place a stop down here. You can only place a limit order below the market. You can't, right? Stops have to go above the market. A stop entry has to go above the market. A limit order goes below the market, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so the placement of your second order has to be rethought a little bit. But but the key component that you're wanting is getting that second entry order in. So that's done for you, and you can figure out how to adjust your where you can figure out where to place your second order. That's the easy part. So the thing you're looking for is the placement trigger, which is the placement trigger is once your profit target for A gets hit, then that will submit the second one.
I think what need to do is that order A needs to be changed so it doesn't have the stop, and that's just A is just a normal entry order. It's like, I don't know, enter at a certain time, or a moving average cross, or whatever you want.
Right.
So once that's been initiated and you've got your profit target, then B, which is what you've just created, comes into effect.
Right, but that's still not going to fix the invalid price for B. Right. So this all works, but you have to figure out a valid entry price for B. Right, because 12 ticks off the high is not going to be, some of the times that's not going to be a valid price.
Okay.
Right. In order for B, the second entry order, to be valid, let's see here.
Can that be the profit target then? Can 12 ticks from the profit target?
No. Currently, that's kind of another additional feature that we're going to add to BlackBird but right now the prices of the profit target aren't available as of yet. Yeah. We could, let's see here. Since BlackBird is running with calculate on bar close, we would have access to where the current market price is, and you could base it off of that. So let me make an adjustment here. So let's say, let's do this. So instead of the high of the last 30 bars, how about if we just look at the high, of the current bar, and then we could set the stop entry at the high of the current bar or above it, right? But you had to set your stop entry above wherever the current market is. So something like this would always be valid.
And you can use the placement delay to get your 12 ticks?
12 ticks from what?
From the target being hit.
You want it 12 ticks from the target, from the profit target's price?
Yes.
As I stated earlier, we don't have access to the profit target price. So it's going to have to be based off of something else. We could, if we use the last price, in theory that should get us close to the profit target price, but it's not always going to be exact, right? It's going to depend on how fast the market is moving when that profit target gets hit. So if we use the last price, when that profit target A gets hit, if market's moving really fast, we could have a tick or two difference. The last price.
That's not going to make any difference.
Okay. All right. So you want, 12 ticks above the last price. All right. Let's do that. So 12 ticks off the last price. Yeah. All right, let's give this. We'll give this a shot here, and let's move our little 15 tick marker over, and let's see. All right, so I need to move the market down a little bit. Just waiting for price to get down to here. There we go. All right, orders in, and we'll just let the market come down a little bit. All right. Okay, we're in. Great. We've got our profit target. And so our next order should be roughly up here somewhere. 12 ticks above the profit target. All right, let me move the market up. All right, there we go. And let's see. What just happened? I saw that stop order go in. Let's find out what happened here. Let's see. It was canceled for some reason. Well, let me take a look here. I'm not sure why that got canceled. Let's see, the cancel is turned off. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I should get, yeah, I need to get rid of this trailing roll. Yeah, let's get rid of that. All right, let's try this again. Okay, so there's our high. All right, so we'll get into we'll submit the order once we reach this price. Let's move that out of the way. All right, we move the market down. All right, there we go. Got the order in. I'll just let the market move down a little bit. All right, we'll let the order get picked up. There we go. All right, and now I'll put the 12 tick there. So there's our 12 tick box, and so our next entry order should be somewhere up here. All right, let me move the market up so we can get this filled. Okay, almost there. Another 2 ticks, 1 tick, and let's see. So for some reason our stop is getting canceled. All right, let me take a closer look. See why that is. Yeah, I can't tell if it's BlackBird canceling it or if it's Ninja canceling it for some reason. I don't know why BlackBird would be canceling it. All right, so let me take a look at BlackBird, see if I can find anything that might be canceling this entry order for some reason. Yeah, the cancel's turned off. Let's see, scheduler, that's turned off. Yeah, let me try this. I'm going to see if allow re-entry on the same bar. See if that might be the reason why it's getting canceled. But again, I'm not sure if it's BlackBird canceling it or if Ninja's canceling it. Let's see. All right. Yeah, so I'm going to try this again here. Oh, hold on. Let me take a look at one more thing here. Let's see. The SIM account. All right. Yeah, the SIM account's fine. Okay. All right. So let me try this one more time after changing that option setting here. Okay, there we go. Go long. Trail this down a little bit. All right, good deal. We got filled. And let me move the market up. And okay, so now once that profit target, we're looking for the stop entry here to go in at approximately 48.91. And it got canceled again. Well, Craig,
what I think, I just think it's because it's trying to initiate order A again.
No.
So you don't think that's what it is?
No, it can't initiate order A again because I'm not hitting the go long button. So the only way order A can get initiated is if you hit the go long or go short buttons, right? So because there's no bloodhound signals in here, so A is not going to get ever. The only way A can get submitted is if the go long and go, if the chart trader buttons are used to get into the trade. So it is submit and B. If you, this is kind of a good reminder here, that the log file has all kinds of great information here. So I can see that stop entry, for B. So you see the B there. So that's the entry. That's the stop entry for B. So it's going in. I can see it's pending a submit. It gets accepted, and then some reason B is then going into a canceling state and gets canceled for some reason. And I don't know what the cause of that what's causing that cancellation. So I'll take a look at this later on today, and we'll see if we can figure out what's causing that cancellation. Whether it's
I'll play around with it as well, and I'll send an email to support so you can see what I've done as well.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, you bet. I wonder. I'm just gonna make a quick adjustment here. See if this makes a difference. I'll put a limit order in, and let's see. I'll put a limit order in just a couple ticks below that profit target. Well, a couple ticks below the last price, and we'll see if a limit order gets canceled. All right, so let's see. Set this up again. All right, well, I better pull the market down a little faster here. There we go. All right, well, good. That was a fast fill. And actually this doesn't, this 12 tick box doesn't matter anymore. Let's see, our limit order is going to go in about, I forgot what it was, 3 ticks or 4 ticks below. So should be right about there where the arrow is, where the limit entry order should go. Instead of a stop, it's going to be a limit entry order, but let me pull the market up here. So I'm just testing to see if a limit entry order is going to get canceled. All right, just waiting for the market to get up there. And even that limit order got canceled. Interesting. Yeah, gosh. Well, yeah, I think that's as far as I can go until I can
That's great, Dave. I've got a basis. Thanks very much.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah. So I'm just going to have to run this same example in a test environment so I can determine what's canceling these orders here. And we're rather, I'm going to have to run it in a debug environment. But let me put this back. Let's see, initial placement. There, 12 ticks. And we want this to be a stop entry. Yeah, okay, there we go. So this is put back the way it should be, and I'm going to save this here. So I'll save this, and Craig, if you'd like to get a copy of this file, just send us an email, and we'll send this to you. So that way you can get this. You can see how this placement trigger is set up here. So that's really the key here. Is that placement trigger. So let's see here. All right, so I'll come up with a name here. Okay, quite a lengthy name there, but all right, so we've got that file there. Okay, well, let me see if there's any follow-up questions on what we've done so far. No, it doesn't look like there's anything new on the chat window. Okay, thank you guys. Again, have a good weekend, and hope to see you guys next week. Alrighty, bye-bye.